So that's the planning part. So if we understand which areas might cause fires, we can probably stop a lot of them from happening in the first place. Okay, so proper planning, and that'll work out well. Okay. Okay, there's two sides to this. There's yourself and there's your actual company. And for a lot of us being hello entrepreneurs, we often are the company, or we think we are the company. We're very separate. So in your mind, you must separate yourself and your company. That's quite key. Otherwise, you're going to run yourself dead. Okay. Okay, so key things. If you're away, do people know how to actually order stuff from you? What is the key sort of elements? If there's an emergency, how does it actually get done? You know, like for example, you want to take a few days off, so you might think, well, I'm a soda business. A lot of people don't use out of office, which works quite well. So you can set out of office and go, we're only taking orders between these times and these times. You know, so your clients know if they mail, they'll get a responder back going, I'm unfortunately out. We only will be back at this time. Utilize those things, and you can utilize your out of office for what to do in case of emergency. So if you urgently need something, maybe it's a breakdown, contact so-and-so, or things like that. So put all these things into place. Think about the outcomes. And the nice thing is you've got 11 months that have just passed. Look at all the little things that have happened where you've had to jump in that might have been unplanned. What could you have done? That's your basis of putting in the actual processes, the actual procedures. Because if your staff and your clients know what the step is, they don't have to phone you. They'll phone you if A, they're lazy, they don't want to follow the process, and then you must just say no, because then you won't have a break, you'll be working all the time. Or they'll phone you if it's something that's not explained. Okay, so very, very important. Yeah, SARS don't sleep. They just want. You know, so plan already, because you're always paying the previous month or the previous period's VAT or pay as you earn in the next month. So like if your VAT is due at the end of this month, it would have been October and November's VAT, which is due end of this month. So your accountant should already, by the time you're closing on the 15th, if you're closing, have those numbers for you. So you can already plan and go, okay, I've got the money, they can load it, it's already done. You're not finding out on the last day of the year how much you owe VAT, what is the problem. Same with pay as you earn. Okay, pay as you earn's now, Mr. Brown, pay as you earn is now, remember, today. I had to remind him this morning. But your January pay as you earn is going to obviously be planned out of your and December payroll. So you might be paying your staff early, so you can already calculate your pay as you earn and know it's available on the 7th of January. Okay, so plan that stuff in advance. Talk to your bookkeeper. If you find that your paperwork's a mess and you don't quite have everything organized, a simple rule of thumb is take the average of the last 3 months VAT. Do an average of the 3 months, pay that. Your accountant can fix it in the next cycle. It'll be a very easy way to do it because it'll be roughly right. It won't be 100%, but it'll be roughly right. Same as pay as you earn, especially if staff are working shift work and you're not sure how it might change. If they're on flat fee, then it's easy because it's the same amount every single month. So just look at those, plan out those things. Yeah, so as I was saying, if you are the staff, and that happens a lot, like in a one-man band, snare, pay attention. What you need to do is designate clear times when you're available. Otherwise, you're not going to have a break. You'll be working throughout your holiday. So actually designate those times and put on your out of office. Say, you know, we are open Monday through Wednesday every week for the next 2 weeks. So then at least you know you've got Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday to have a break. Okay, so just think about it practically about your business. Obviously, if you're an emergency locksmith, that's a different thing. But just practical sense, just, you know, allocate when there's, because too often we are afraid to tell our clients no, and then when do you have a break? If your client thinks they can sort of WhatsApp you at 11 o'clock in the evening and go, tomorrow, can I please have this at 9? When you're having a break. Or you do it at 9, but you charge extra because now it's overtime, something like that. So, and often we find the best way to manage your clients' expectations is charge them extra outside of your normal times. They very, very smartly then work within your normal hours because it just makes a lot more sense in their world. Cool. So small things, obviously, crime and SA is a real thing. So look at things like your insurances. If you have business insurance, are they up to date? Do you have enough cash flow to pay not only this month's installment, but January's installment as well? Key man insurance, if you've got a partner, a business partner, make sure those things are up to date, because obviously if something happens, at least the funds will be paid out. You'll be able to operate in the new year and things like that. So just be aware of those things. Too often, people don't check. And it's probably a good time, if you're doing it now, is to evaluate the value of things that you have under an insurance. Like vehicle values drop every year. Insurance premiums are going up every year. So it's always a good time now at the end of the year, evaluate those things. It'll be a broker while you're updating and go, but hold on, my car's not worth $500,000 anymore. It's 350,000 now. Can you change my insurance policy? So those type of things will make a difference in your cash flow, and they'll be up to date. Okay, so it's normally a good thing, to shorten those things out. All right. And then obviously, if you're going away for a while, if you can afford to be away for a few weeks, then let your security company, family, someone who can get near your actual operations, let them know that obviously drive past, check everything's okay, no one's broken in, and stuff like that. It definitely helps, because if there's the local newspaper gets dropped off outside your front door every day, if someone sees us piling up every week, they know that there isn't anyone there. So maybe just have someone go past, pick it up, put the lights on, walk around, things like that. It definitely just helps. Okay, but often if you let your security company know, they'll just do a drive-by. We got a client who got really smart. He had Wi-Fi at his office, and what he did was he took a router extender, put it outside, and then made it free Wi-Fi. So the security company driving past, the drivers would stop outside his house to check WhatsApp because they can get onto his free Wi-Fi. So every time the cars will stop outside his office, check their WhatsApps, check their Facebook, and then drive off. And it was cost him nothing, and he got personalized guards, which was great. So very smart way of doing it. Another client owns a store, and he started offering he saw the police officer driving past, stopped them, offered them a free cup of coffee. So in the mornings, come in, have a free cup of coffee. So the police were always driving past to get a free cup of coffee. So it helped a lot. So there's a lot of these sort of easy ways of improving your outlook, like in the year. Before I get on to personal, any quick questions at this point? Ed, anything online?
Personal. But we've been searching for this chance, for these opportunities. Only now they come. So you cannot say now I'm closing down because I need to go on, but you need to make these opportunities as soon as possible. What do you do in that situation?
So obviously, there's various stages of a company, and you never want to turn up an opportunity. But there are some opportunities they're real opportunities where you're going to put in the effort and you'll get the work. There's other opportunities where someone just wants a third quote, so you're the third quote so they can get the thing approved. So understand if it's an opportunity in the real sense, or if it's an opportunity where to waste your time. And because we're all entrepreneurs, the first goal is work first. We need to pay our bills. But if you've got a large enough firm, then you can designate that, give it to someone, get the process going. Because very rarely in this time of the year, unless you're in the retail space, food catering, maybe a party entertainment space, funeral parlors, definitely very hectic this time of the year, alcohol, so anything to do with life or death, selling alcohol, funerals on the other end when they're having accidents, going out having a party. Those things are all hectic now. So if you're in that game, then obviously you're not taking holiday now. You'll take holiday in June when it's quieter, or something like maybe just after Easter. But you'll know inside your company. But historically in SA, most industry closes now because we've got a very large corporate sector and a very small SME sector. So when the corporates close, we're forced to close almost. So we've just, we don't have a big mix of mostly sort of entrepreneurial companies and very few corporates. So just our history, the National Party, government, large companies linked to government spending, linked to mining, and then there were smaller SMEs underneath that. And that hasn't changed at all now. So it's the same mindset. So when everything closes at the top, government, large corporates, we're forced to close unless we're in that type of industry, entertainment, alcohol, drugs, sex, those things. Then you're booming. But yeah, so yeah, it'll be a personal call. It's the short answer. Sinan? Pardon? A year plan. Then right now, when you're thinking about it, I think after this talk is a very good time. Because the other half of this, you'll see looking into the new year, what to do, how do you get things going. So yeah, this is just really about the basics of what to think about when you're closing. We'll get to the money part of it in the next other slides. This is more around, you as the entrepreneur and your business, setting the time, setting the closures and things like that. Okay. So personal stuff, is your will up to date? Do you even have a will? There's a lot of online free will things you can do. Most banks, law firms will do it for free. So it's quite important to have. What people don't explain is, if you don't have a will, everything you own goes to the state. So it's in testate. So then your family have to prove it's theirs and stuff like that. So wills are quite good. And they are free. So yeah, just have a look at that. Makes a lot of sense, as I was saying, because crime is real, and also driving like mad on the roads in SA is also very real. So definitely worthwhile having a look. Again, vehicles, we're on the road. Not all of us fly, so are they serviceable? Is your insurance up to date? Again, very simple, practical things, just to make sure that you don't have that headache. The last thing you want, you're down on the beachfront and someone drives into your car, and now it's not even your fault. You're in the parking lot, and now you've got an issue. And whereas having your insurance up to date will be fine. Yeah, obviously medical aid. Obviously not everyone has medical aid, but then also where you're going, where is the closest hospitals that you can get treatment if you need to, if something happens. Kid falls off a bicycle, breaks his leg, you're on holiday, where you're going. So just think about those things from a personal point of view. Okay, cool. So on the personal stuff, anything on there? Cool. All right. Okay, holidays, relaxing, definitely. So this is where it comes in. So we're going to start the new year. So as I was saying earlier, if you haven't been paid by next week Friday, the chances of you getting paid is going to be very slim. Very, very slim. You'll probably only get paid, everyone's back about the 9th of January. You'll probably only get paid about the end of January. So if you're doing one thing now, between now and the 15th, is getting hold of every single person who owes you money. No, really. And don't just send them an email going, where's my money? Because it's easy to ignore an email. The most effective thing we've found Physically phone them. I know a lot of people in this day and age don't want to phone, but phone calls are free on WhatsApp if you want to do it on Signal. Physically phone the client and ask when they say, but you owe me money, what's happening? They're going to say, ah, no, things, whatever. So I'm not telling you to pay everything. What can you pay? And get a date. When? Because I'm closing on the 15th. I want to go away. When can you pay? And then if they haven't paid, the next day you phone and go, but you said I was going to get the payment yesterday. The chances of you getting your money increase by 80% when someone physically tells you they're going to pay on a certain date. Why do you think all those big law firms have people at call centers phoning every day? And they want a date from you. When can you pay next week, Friday? Yes, yes, and people pay. So do that. If anyone owes you money today, phone them because you're not going to get paid, I promise you. Okay, so borrowing solves nothing. Okay, cash flow, see, golden, crucial. The actual important thing is obviously if someone can't pay you, because what we found, and you guys might have seen this in your experience, often people don't pay an invoice because they don't have the full amount. So they might owe you 5 grand and they go, I haven't got 5 grand. Tell them, what do you have? If they got 2 grand, let them pay the 2 grand. At least you got something. Because often people, it's like a psychological thing. They want to have all of it to pay it, not realizing they can pay it down in 2 installments, or tell someone, I'll give you a 10% off on your invoice if you pay it now. Then they'll pay it because then they're already in their mind it's a saving. Okay, so cash flow is king. You're not going to have a festive season without cash. It's going to be like over. And you're not going to have the cash to get your new year actually started. Okay. Before I jump on the 22 hangover, in terms of cash flow, there's only 3 times, and for the people who've been here, you would have heard me say this. There's only 3 times clients don't pay. A, they never intended to. So like fraud, they ordered something from you and they never intended to pay you. And that happens. We see it. We get online scams. It happens all the time. The other time is cash flow. They themselves are waiting for someone to pay them so they can actually pay you. That's the only other time. The third time, it's a protest. The client's not happy with what they got. They're not happy with the service. They're not happy with the product. And the only way to hold you is to not actually pay you. So when you're speaking to the clients, find out. Obviously, the people who never intended to pay you are going to just not answer the phone call. Trust me, they won't even answer the phone call. They've run off. They're gone. But the other 2 people, you'll know cash flow, get a timeline to get paid. The people who are not happy, fix the problem. Fix the problem that they're after and they'll pay you, like almost instantly. Because it'll come out then when you say, oh, but you haven't paid me. They go, yeah, but you haven't finished the job. Well, of course I'm finished the job. Here's the spec sheet, everything's done. No, but you promised that thing. Go there, screw the light in, done. You get paid. It happens a lot. Those are the only 3 times a client won't pay. And we've seen this. We've been doing this for years and years. We've run the books. It always ever actually comes out like that. Okay, so starting the new year, great way to get cash, finish last year's work. Because I bet you, like us, you got a list of incomplete work that you're chasing. Probably chasing, get it done by Friday, which is what we're doing, so that you can get paid, or that'll be invoicing for Jan, so the money will come in Jan. So first thing is to look at last year's work. Because too often we're actually stressing about where's our new work coming from. You know, we got money, where's the work going to come from? The new year is going to start. You haven't had time to market yet, the year's just starting. The best place, I'll see if it's in this here, but it's in your deal flow. So the best place in the start of the year to find work is in your sent items in your mailbox. And a lot of people are like, whatever. In your mail, you've sent quotes, you've sent inquiries to people. They've contacted you for something and you've mailed them a quote or you've mailed them some form of information about what you do. These are people who have already reached out. They've already come to you and for some reason, they haven't taken up your service. And that reason, again, also boils down to three simple things. Mostly, it was just they were just having a look. It might have been someone in the same game trying to get a quote to see how they fit, or your third quote we were talking about earlier. The other one is your price was too expensive. They expected a cheaper price. And lastly, they sometimes don't feel that you got the experience to actually do the work. And when you go back in your sent items, all those people you send quotes to, or you sent some feedback to, again, physically phone them. I know a lot of people hate that, but I promise you, physically phoning someone works. And ask them the question, why didn't you accept my quote? And almost get yourself in the habit to do this every month. We do this every month. All the quotes we send out in the month, by the 7th of the next month, we've contacted all the people who haven't accepted the quote. And we ask, why not? And it'll come out with either it was more than they were expecting, or they're not ready yet. They were just priming themselves to get an understanding of the price. Or last year's like, yeah, but your business is still a bit young. We wanted someone who's been around for a lot longer, but that you can work with. So you can tell them, if you're concerned they've ever been around a while, we'll actually cut our price. So what's the risk? And then they can see what's happening, and then you increase your pricing. So go listen to what they're saying. And it's already inside your sent items. You don't have to even go sell yourself again, because they found you. They've done all the hard work. Okay, and then obviously your existing clients, talk to your existing clients. They'll also be informing you about what's happening in the year, what do they see planned in the year, so you can start sort of working out. And maybe you'll find out if you're phoning someone, maybe I'm in the building game, so I've got to wait for certain things, like the architects. We've got to, where's it going? Is it stuff in town planning? Where are you going to wait? And when you know that from your client, you can then say, okay, cool, I'll call you in 3 months to find out what happened. Call them in 3 months. A lot of the work sits there, sits in your, already with your existing clients and in your sent items, because they've already reached out. Much easier. Okay. Admin. Everyone hates admin, eh? It's like the worst thing ever. There's a lot of tech, as you guys know, that make it easier. But there's certain things that are going to happen regularly. So try and time them at the start of the year while it's quiet. I mean, some things you can't do, like SIPC annual return will happen the month that you registered your company. But all your others, your tax clearance, your EME affidavit for BE, maybe you need a updated share certificate or something because you want to do, like actually do your tenders. So all of those type of things, get them ready in January. So the expiries happen in January. So you know in January, I need my tax clearance, I need my EME certificate that's valid now for the next year. Is my company and disclosure documents up to date? So create your little pack. Then when you are applying for the actual tenders, or you want to get onto a vendor list, the basic admin, the basic stuff, you've got it. It's there. So if someone says to you, but send me your bank letter. I mean, we had that big mining client. We're doing an ED project and we send them off our stuff. No, happy, everything's approved. Money doesn't get paid. We're like, what do you mean? No, we want an up-to-date bank letter. They're like, but we invoiced you last month. The bank letter is still valid. It's not older than 3. Now they want one. So now every month we invoice them. We give them a bank letter every single month with our invoice. Now, obviously in their heads, it's just ticking a box. But for an entrepreneur, that's half your day, chasing your banker. So do those things at the start. While it's quiet, get those things in place, set it up. Because the faster you can move, the faster you can get the money out of them. Okay. Before we get on to the mentor side, anything on the, maybe no, come on. Anything on these points to get your year actually started? I'm getting good now. No one even asks. Like I've answered everything before you even thought about it. Yeah, cool. But just on that, before I know there's a lot of stuff we're going through. If you do think of something after these talks, we do say it every time. Email, if you go to our website, sme.tax, that info@sme.tax comes to us. Ken and myself receive them. So we actually get them. It doesn't go to someone else, some sort of person at the actual company. If there's a question, drop us a mail. We'll help you answer it. Obviously, you can't say, can you do me a business? We can, but it won't be free. We'll have to quote you. But if there's a question or something you want to understand, go send us a mail. We're happy to help. Okay, so like these talks, it's free. We're doing this for free. We want you guys to grow. All right. And we do and record all of these. So they do go up onto our website. You can go and then go watch old ones and things like that. All right. Mentor, finding a mentor. Crucial. Now, it doesn't have to be somebody like big finance person or whatever. Amongst us here in this room are people that can help us, all of us. So what we found is in this game, entrepreneurship is lonely. We always got to put on this brave face. Oh no, we're doing this thing. But meanwhile, you're dying because there's no money. You don't know what's happening. How you're going to pay next week's wages. And you sometimes just need to talk to someone and they've got an insight, or just talking to them clarifies in your mind what you must do, what your steps are. So find someone. What we try to do is get a board going, because amongst your friends, your peers, because what we've learned is entrepreneurs know other entrepreneurs. And that's like 80% of your friends are actually other entrepreneurs. Very rare you'll have, like we do have corporate friends, but they're not your friends that you see all the time. They're other business owners. They'll have insights. So you can chat to someone about sales. Maybe they're in a sales game. Chat to someone about finance, because they seem to be like they got the flashiest car all the time, the nicest clothes. It might be all on credit, but maybe you need to understand how to get that credit to get over a hump, maybe. But talk to your friends, form like a little board, and you discuss things. My business is going through this. This is what I'm doing, and just the insight. And what we found is mostly it's just you talking about it that clarifies a lot in your own mind. Hearing yourself say it. And then when your friends, like your informal board goes, no, but you've answered already. Yeah, I need to get up there, make 5 sales calls every day. Yeah, but are you doing it? No, you will then, obviously you won't get the sales. And then you can try formalize it in the sense that hold each other to an account. So it doesn't have to be a firm you're paying thousands of rands a month to. That to us, I mean, in this game, who has that to start with? No one. But we've got friends that are there who can help us focus, hold us to account. If you tell them I'm going to do X, when you meet in a week's time, did you do X? No. Well, that's why you're going, how come things won't actually work? All right. So mentorship is good. These are just points on that. Questions? Nothing. Not that good. Come on, guys. There must be something. Sven? Pardon? You missed the start. Okay. Just to recap, so obviously 5 of you here are going to be part of our and adopt a SME program next year. You saw on the invite, it had to be, you have to be here. So you guys are the only people eligible, no one else. I can't slip anybody in. We've got all the email addresses. You've got to be in a trade for at least a year. You've got to have your company operating for at least a year. Okay. And that's it. That's where it starts. So the new actual program starts in March of next year. So we're going to vet all the applicants, get all the stuff, make sure it's in order. And then in our January talk, we're going to announce the 5 people who won. Okay, so it is, as we're saying, it's over what, 250,000 rands worth of accounting. So the stuff we've been through, we actually become your mentor. You talk to us every month. We sit and talk to you and we hold you to account. We make sure things are happening. Guys know, hey, we pushed, eh? We push. Yeah, so, and it's everything is we give you the software for accounting, for payroll. We do the bookkeeping. So one of our staff will do your books. Taxes are done, tax planning, structuring, mentorship, how it all works, why it works, why it might make sense to register your actual company in your sister's name, maybe instead of just in your name. All of these type of things that are well within the sort of ambit of the law. We help entrepreneur structure, but then also focus. Where are you taking your business? Are you chasing the right sort of clients? Is your pricing right? The biggest problem you guys would have heard in one of our earlier talks, entrepreneurs undersell themselves. You know, they've come from a corporate job, a tax advisor. They'll charge you out at about 5,000 Rand an hour. You start your own company and you think, I can't charge that. I mean, and so you undercut yourself. Now you're 1,000 Rand an hour. Doesn't work that way. You're still 5,000 Rand an hour. You know, so understand where you fit in your market. So that program takes you through all of that, but it's a whole year long. It doesn't, there's no like every month meeting, every month look at your books, every month drive where you're going. And as we get to know you and you get to know us, obviously trust builds. And when we know what you want to do, where you'd like to take your company, we can advise and accordingly. Okay, so does that. All right, and then I mentioned there's going to be in the new year for people who haven't started a company, but you've got a side hustle going, but you want a company. 5 of you are going to win that in January. Company registration, tax, EME certificate, share certificates, everything you need to get onto a vendor list, COIDA, everything. It's about 5 grand's worth. Okay, so then at least you've got the right start. Yes.
Business and with industry being the way it is, I'm from the built environment. Everything is important. My question is, when you put it together your company profile, you lay it on thick, but I find that when you do too much information, people shy away from reading it. You try and itemize it so that the person receiving it can maybe understand further. So what I'm getting at is, do we put up all of the information on our profile? Is it what's important, or how do you trace it so that it's appealing to the?
Okay, so we have that issue. When you're talking to entrepreneurs like us, and entrepreneurs know the 3 things in life: how much is in the bank, how much do they owe, and how much do people owe them? That's running in their head all the time. So when they're making any call, the call is, I want to buy a new laptop. I'm only going to spend 7.5 grand. So you're not going to spend 16 hours looking around. You're going to go to the mall. And when you're looking in the shop, incredible connection, if you want to, oh, here's a nice one. How much is it? 7 grand. Oh, I was going to spend 7.5. You buy it. So when you're dealing with other entrepreneurs, they only want the facts. They already have a picture in their mind how much they're going to spend. And if you come in that range, you don't need all the gumph. They just need the points and they'll take it. The corporates want to see a 200-page PowerPoint presentation that no one's got time for. So what we found works very well. You always hear about doing a management sort of pricey version at the front of your presentation. Do that. This is what we do. This is how we do it. Successes, and all the crap goes in the end that no one reads. But have all this stuff, including your price, in the first page, page and a half. Someone might read it, but they're going to read the first page and a half, and they're going to make a decision whether that goes up to Exco to get approved, or whether they're going to toss it. So that's how we do it. Even our big tenders, the first page and a half is exactly what we do. This is what we do. This is how many people we can help. Here's all our references. That's how much it costs. And the rest is crap. I mean, it's not crap, but it's literally the stuff no one reads. Yeah, so that'll help. So it also depends who you're after, which are your clients you're after. If you can get to talk to the person that makes the decision, make that meet, then it's easy. Then it's easy. Okay. Anything else? Any other questions? Cool. Guys, thank you very much. Hope we got some snacks. We can chat with you guys afterwards if you want to now have a chat without being in front of the crowd. But yeah, then we'll see hopefully all of you guys next year. So have a great break, great festive season, and yeah, enjoy. Thanks.
Thanks, Mr. Nell. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, Ed. Thank you, everyone online. Cheers.